Here's a pleasant fellow I met during my life form orientations. I dubbed him Beanbag Man. Of all the creatures I met, this was the only one that made me faint. The Zetas dragged me to my feet and we proceeded with introductions. His world had abundant insects, which ran in swarms over his body, so all he had to do was pop them into his mouth with the many little claws fringed around his waist. No need for legs. He got along by heaving himself along like a slug. Many souls incarnated on Earth today will find their next incarnation on a water planet, per the Zetas, incarnated into a type of amphibious octopi, perhaps like this fellow whom I also met. Unlike the octopi on our planet Earth, he had a pink worm-like appendage, which he wrapped around my wrist. Apparently a communication device, as at that point I could understand his thoughts more clearly. What are the 10% of land planets that sustain mammals as the intelligent creature? Do they all look like humans? Not by a long shot. The praying mantis, for instance, is a hominoid, not an insect at all. And per the contactees of this visitor, they envelop the contactee in a bubble of love like none other, an unforgettable experience. Here's a mammalian fellow who apparently evolved on a world where he had to live like a flea, sucking fluids from the dead or, heaven forbid, the living. It doesn't seem like he had to worry about predators with those short arms and legs. If we find him ugly, what do you suppose he thinks of hairy, farting humans? Ugly is in the eye of the beholder, after all. Where does that adage, little green men, come from? I'm not sure, but one hominoid I met was indeed a little green man. He was green because DNA to produce sugar from sunlight had been incorporated into his genetic structure. No need to carry candy along, as he could get his sugar high by basking for a few minutes. Here's a guy who didn't seem to have bones, at least no solid bones. He could raise his head up and stretch out his limbs, and did so to express disappointment. For the Zetas, this hominid came from a culture where there was a lot of political posturing, which they found very tiring indeed. The Earth does have hominoids such as Pleiadians and Nordics that look almost identical to humans, even if not particularly biologically compatible. The Zetas are biologically compatible, even if they don't particularly look like humans. It's for this reason that they were chosen to create a hybrid race between ourselves and them for mankind's next leap forward. The hybrids will have a lot of human qualities, but like the Zetas will be hairless and have big eyes. This is a youngster, just 3 years of age, one of the hybrids developed, I was told, from the ova, the eggs, that I contributed to the hybrid program. Very shy, very, very adorable, and quite curious about my head of hair. The Zetas state that genetic engineering done on all worlds attempts to develop an intelligent species that is approximately the same size. This is to reduce the factor of intimidation on encounters. So when you anticipate meeting the visitors in your near future, just pull some extra chairs around the swimming pool and serve green goo formulated in your lab so you won't offend any of the visitors with your choice of what to serve for dinner. Until next time on the Zeta Report, I'm Nancy Lee.